Man. So it's looking like Kimberly Martin put Stephen A. Smith on blast again, live on ESPN First Take over this Tyreek Hill situation. Now, Stephen A. Smith, he has been covering this extensively on his podcast.
When you say that they were being, using excessive force, I'd like you to be specific with our audience exactly what you saw that makes you say that.
They were trying to yank him down to the ground. And so, like, I saw him, kick him and pull him down, pulling the cuffs, shoulders looked like they're messing up. They kind of got him down. I felt like the one officer was pushing on his head and just was like completely unnecessary. And so, I got out, I had my hands up like this, approaching. And I'm just telling him, like, hey, I'm a friend of his. I stood there for about 5 more minutes, and told him I'll stand where you want me to stand. Wherever you tell me how far I back up, I'll back up, but I'm not leaving the scene. And I think I responded to him like, you can tow my car. I don't feel like I'm blocking traffic. And he's like, that's it. You're under arrest. Puts me in handcuffs. And, Tyreek's there, obviously feeling distressed. And, Jonnu Smith was there as well on the other side in front of him. And I was behind him. And he's like telling Jonnu, don't leave me, man, don't leave me, and he's, talking to me. And it's just like, he's in an extreme situation that I don't think he should have been in. It was completely unnecessary. And so, like, we're here for you. We got your back. If they take us to jail, they take us to jail, but we're going to do this together.
The Stephen A. Smith Show, he's done a lot of videos covering this topic. So I think maybe this is the reason why Kimberly Martin looks visibly frustrated while Stephen A. Smith is talking. As you can see right here, look at the video right here. This is Kimberly Martin's face while Stephen A. Smith was talking live on First Take about this Tyreek Hill situation with the Miami police. And Kimberly Martin was visibly frustrated before she even gave her take to Stephen A. Smith. So let's check out what Stephen A. Smith said that got Kimberly Martin upset. Let's check out this video right here.
Well, it was nice to hear him admit what he admitted. I give him props for that. I would have preferred that he'd done that initially, because so many of us jumped out and supported him when we saw the initial video. And we haven't deviated from that because the officers were excessive and it was uncalled for a traffic stop to elevate to that point. But I like to remind everybody of the specifics because sometimes we tend to gloss over that. Let's take this into consideration. We know what kind of world we're living in. We know how unfair it is. We know how black people, especially black men, are stigmatized when it comes to dealing with police. We all understand that. So knowing that, and knowing that whether it's his uncle or his grandpa or whomever told him, like so many of us have been told, Jason, Kimberly,
yep,
roll down your windows, put your hand on the steering wheel, okay, and don't mouth off. Tyreek Hill could have got himself killed. Mm-hmm. When you have that window up, they don't know what's on the other side of that window. You don't know how they would have reacted. So thank God everybody's safe and not additional harm came to the situation. But I'm very, very happy he acknowledged that he could have handled the situation better.
Okay, so that's what Stephen A. Smith said about the Tyreek Hill situation on ESPN First Take. He talked about it differently on his podcast. He talked about it in many different angles on his podcast, so maybe that's the reason why Kimberly Martin was possibly frustrated at Stephen A. and just the situation overall. So let's check out what Kimberly Martin had to say, putting Stephen A. Smith on blast for his take about the Tyreek Hill situation. Let's check out this clip right here.
I do think it was very mature of Tyreek Hill to give those comments yesterday. I think things can always seem clearer with the benefit of hindsight. However, my issue lies with the fact that so many people, unlike Tyreek Hill, didn't have the benefit of hindsight. What should I have done differently? Ooh, if I had not done this, because they're not here to tell their story. The issue here is excessive use of force. I understand that, we can talk about the window, we can talk about all these things, but ultimately the reason the BodyCam video and what we saw on Twitter Sunday morning, why it affected so many of us that way is because of how physical they were with him, how when he seemed to be compliant, how he was still treated. And so I think when I hear especially older generations talk about, how to protect yourself, because these are the times we're living in, what that advice, while I understand it, it doesn't get to the root of the issue. It's we have to now brace ourselves for the world that is unfair. We have to change our behavior as opposed to talking about what the issue is. The world shouldn't be like that.
What happened? He was able to get through the situation. I'm saying to you, we can't ignore the fact that what we're asking for is unlikely not going to happen in a lot of situations. Most, yes, it will. Some, yes, it will. But in a lot more cases than not, what we believe should exist does not. And at the end of the day, I would rather us sit in front of the camera, in front of a microphone, on a podium, post-game, post-practice conference, or everything else, rather than somebody else speaking for us because we're in a coffin 6 feet under, because we put ourselves, because an officer that is not inclined to do what he was trained to do, we knew it all along, and we still going to antagonize him anyway. Hell no. Hell no.
Stephen A., everything you said, especially the incidents that happened to you personally and your friends, that's sort of my point. I understand the world I'm a black woman in America. I understand life is unfair and life is difficult, and there are different challenges that affect me in a way that they don't affect you and Jason and Molly. Like, those are realities. That doesn't make it right, though. And I think when you talk about Tyreek Hill, I wish he had said, I should have acted differently sooner. Him saying that yesterday, I think it was mature. That doesn't change my stance on supporting what he is saying about how he was treated with the excessive force.
As a matter of fact, we were on the air with Dominique, and Dominique was saying this conversation should be private, and that's the only thing, that's the only way we parted ways. He thought it should be private, and I said, hell no. And then Molly jumped in because you got lives that you're trying to save.
Right.
Yeah.
I understand it. I'm like, yo, that's the priority.
Both things are true.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Both things are true.
Absolutely. We have to leave it there. By the way, the officer that he wants fired, Danny Torres, was placed on administrative duties. So we'll keep you up to speed
As
on
well
what
he
happens
should
there.
have been.
Okay, so that's what Kimberly Martin had to say, and that's the reason why she was frustrated at Stephen A. Smith. And yeah, guys, this topic is a lot bigger than I can discuss right now on today's video. So get in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your thoughts about today's video. Because like I said, guys, I've seen so many different opinions about this Tyreek Hill situation. I see people defending the police. I see people defending Tyreek Hill, and then you got both sides arguing about the situation. People feel like Tyreek Hill handled that situation wrong, and then you got people feeling like the police handled the situation right based off of how Tyreek Hill was acting towards the police. And then, of course, the other side is, well, just because Tyreek Hill is being an a-hole, that does not mean the police have the rights to violate Tyreek Hill the way that they did. So yeah, man, a lot of different opinions about the situation, like I said, guys. So I would love to hear your guys' thoughts about today's video. So get in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your thoughts about today's video. Don't forget to hit that like button if you made it this far in the video as well. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out. Catch you guys on the next video. And we out, guys. Peace.